Why don't I just commit suicide? You asked me not to answer another question with a question, but believe me, I will go into detail with this. I will answer your question, but think about it. Why don't you really think about it? Why don't you commit suicide? Is it really fear of going to hell? Is that really the only reason that you don't commit suicide? I think if you intensely examine your motivations for continuing to live on a daily basis, for not doing such a drastic thing like killing yourself, I think you will come to realize that it is not the fear of punishment in an afterlife that is your main reason for not killing yourself. Like most people, I think the idea of killing myself, even when something really bad happens, is not the first thing that comes to mind. The first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, how do I deal with it? How do I fix the problem? Let us continue. You can tell by studying the population at large that committing suicide is an anomaly. A very small percentage of the population actually goes through with committing suicide. I think their emotions overwhelm their instinct for self-preservation. I think their despair is overwhelming, that their emotional state is so extreme that it overwhelms any other sense of anything good possibly happening in the future, or that their very basic instinct for self-preservation. I think it gets overwhelmed. That happens in a very small minority of the population of humans, and justifiably so, because if people just commit suicide all the time, then the species won't propagate. So obviously, things like suicidal behaviors are relegated to a very small percentage of the population. I do not think about killing myself on a regular basis, even when things are bad. And I don't kill myself just because I'm afraid of an afterlife. I don't understand why you would think that I would think that's a bit clumsy. I don't understand where you were getting the ideas for a lot of these questions, especially that last one. Why you would think that I would be so ready to kill myself, that this is not real and blah blah blah, all that dismissive garbage. I don't understand where you're coming from with that. Please explain. If you're going to post a video summing up the results that you got or the things that you think, please explain where you're coming from with these, because I think it comes from a very deep misunderstanding about human psychology, period, about human psychology. I think you are giving your religious upbringing more weight into your behavior than it deserves. I think that your behavior has more to do with your natural tendencies and the learned behavior that you got from your culture, and that religious ideals don't really weigh that heavily on you, that it's more culture and less religion that does stuff like this. Please explain. I don't understand why you would think that we'd be so defeatist, and I just don't get it.